Message from Lok Sabha Secretary General.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to report that the Lok Sabha at its sitting held on 1st December 2021 adopted a motion further extending the time for presentation of the report of the Joint Committee on Personal Data Protection Bill 2019 up to the last week of winter session 2021 and passed the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill 2021. I lay a copy of the Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill 2021 on the table.
Report of the Committee on Papers laid on the table. Rajya Sabha Sri K.C. Ramamurthy.
Sir, I present the 163rd report in English and Hindi of the Committee on Papers laid on the table, Rajya Sabha, on laying of annual reports and audit accounts of the University of Delhi.
Reports of the Department-led Parliamentary Standing Committee on Chemical and Fertilizers. Sri Arun Singh.
Sir, with your kind permission, I rise to lay the Hindi and English versions of 7 action taken reports of the Standing Committee on Chemical and Fertilizer as listed against my name in the today's list of business.
Report of the Department-led Parliamentary Standing Committee on Social Justice and Empowerment. Srimati Ramlaben Ramit बेचारा भाई भारा.
थैंक यू. माननीय अध्यक्ष श्री सामाजिक और न्याय अधिकारिता संबंधी संसदीय स्थायी समिति के अनुसूचित जाति के बालकों और बालिकाओं को लिए बाबू जगजीवन राम छात्रावास योजना संबंधी 26 में प्रतिवेदन अंग्रेजी और हिंदी में आपकी अनुमोदित से टेबल पर रखती हूँ.
Reports of the Committee on Welfare of Other Backward Classes. Srimati Geeta alias Chandra Prabha.
धन्यवाद महोदय. आपकी अनुमति से मैं आज की कार्य सूची में अपने नाम के सामने यथा सूचीबद्ध अन्य पिछड़े वर्गों की कल्याण संबंधी समिति का 12वां, 13वां और 14वां प्रतिवेदन एक प्रति सभापटल पर रखती हूँ. धन्यवाद.
Honorable members, I have to inform members that a letter has been received from Dr. Manmohan Singh, a member stating that he is unable to attend the entire current 255th session of Rajya Sabha, that is from 29th November to 23rd December, due to his illness. Does he have the permission of the House for remaining absent from 29th November to 23rd December during the current session of the Rajya Sabha? The permission to remain absent is granted. Honorable members, this is the 4th sitting of the first session of this August House in the 75th year of our hard-fought independence. The House could not transact any business during the last 3 days. People of India gave themselves the Constitution of India that stipulated democracy as the instrument of nation building as per the dreams of freedom fighters and visions of the makers of the sacred Constitution. The Constitution cast a huge responsibility on the legislatures and elected representatives of the people. Since I can't go public with my anguish any other day, please sit down. You can't dictate and disrupt the chairman. I public with my anguish, since I can't go the public with anguish or any other way. We have heard the leader of the opposition also. Please sit down. The only platform to share my anguish and thoughts is to speak in the House. Some of the respected leaders and members of this House, in their wisdom, choose to describe the suspension of 12 members as undemocratic. I have struggled to understand if there was any justification in that kind of narrative being propagated, but could not. The latest suspension is not the first time to have happened. Such a suspension of members, starting in 1962, happened on 11 occasions till 2010. Further to a motion moved by the government of the day, where all of them were undemocratic. If so, why it was resorted to many times? The rules of procedure and conduct of business in the Council of States clearly provides for the suspension of members for disrupting the proceedings of the House and for misconduct lowering the dignity of the House under Rule 255 and 256. The reason for the latest suspension were in the public domain, and the Minister of Parliament Affairs gave reasons while moving the motion for suspension on the first day of this. I hope the entire country is watching what is happening. I don't want again to recall those forgettable acts of misconduct during the last monsoon session and that laid ground for the latest suspensions. While calling this suspension undemocratic, both within and outside the House, not even a word is being said about the reasons given for the suspension, the disdainful conduct of some members during the last session, which I have categorically called as acts of sacrilege on the day of last session. Unfortunately, a message is sought to be sent that our sacrilege of the House is democratic, but action against such sacrilege is undemocratic. I am sure the people of the country would not buy these new norms of democracy. Honorable members, there were suspensions in the past. Some of them were revoked prematurely because the errant members regretted their acts of misconduct in the House. I am deeply pained to know that from media reports of categorical refusal to express any regret for the act of misconduct during the last session led to this round of suspension. Then what is the way forward? You don't want to regret your misconduct, but insist on revoking the decision of this August House taken as per the due procedure laid under the rules of the House. Does this amount to upholding the principles of democracy? Leader of the House has stated in his House that revocation of suspension could be considered if the concerned express regret for what was done in the House during the last session. Deputy Chairman has urged both the sides to talk it out and do the needful to move forward to enable normal functioning of the House. As it is human error, it is human to err and also human to make amendments. One cannot refuse to amend the insist on glossing over the wrongdoings. Suspensions either in the past or now are only the expression of disapproval of the acts of misconduct of some members of the House. So disapproval of undemocratic conduct in the House cannot be described as undemocratic for sure. I urge both sides of this August House. Please talk it out and then find a way to do the mandated job of this House. This is my appeal to the entire House. Now we go to the Jira Hour. Sri Ajay Pratap Singh, Jira over. Right.
True that something unfortunate happened in this House.
Right.
If we don't know that.
Right. I have heard the LOP first today. I have heard he has gone on record, and then you can't repeat same. This is not the way. I am not going to accept it. Go to your seats. Go to your seats. Please go to your seats. Go to your seats. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. If I can't order, who else can order? The House is adjourned to meet at 12 o'clock.